What's up, cyberspace cadets? It's IRATE Prostate here. Another edition of CREEM STREEM, CREEM number 35, if you can believe that. 35 episodes of the CREEM STREEM. Who'd have thunk it? It seems like yesterday.
Damn, IRATE.
Speaking of,
in not too long, your stream's birthdays are gonna have more than yours.
indeed,
indeed. That was fucked up.
Dude, we're getting up there. All right, so what's it? Let's get this thing rolling, man. In the house tonight, I've got Red Pill Shark. Say hey.
Hey, what's up, dudes? Happy to be here.
All right, and Teatac.
What's up, everyone?
All right, man. It's good to have you
Triumphant
back.
return,
dude.
right?
All right, and of course our regulars, MilesBeats.
Yo, what's happening?
And the one and only Sir Adamantine.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. And
I literally took a drink right when he said cheers. So it was fucking
perfect.
All right. Well, it's right. If you're partying, you know it's time to get the.
Of course, no offense, Miles. In fact, this is a compliment. But if I said cheers like 15 times an hour, chances are better than not, the majority of them you'd be having a drink at that exact moment.
That is fairly certain. Yeah, I probably take. Yeah, you know what? You're right. You got
He's
that.
Saying you have a
there.
problem, Miles.
No, he's not, Teatac, and no one asked for your opinion.
No. We're both the same that way. It's not a problem if you enjoy it.
Teatac, I've missed your fucking trolling so much, dude. Oh shit! All right, this is going to be yeah. All right. So everybody want to do a check-in and say what you've been thinking about, how your week's been. Is there anything on your mind that you want to get, that you want to process? And...
Oh, I'm gonna spearhead this right here.
All right, bro.
All right. So I'm gonna go on a little bit of a rant right now.
Go for it.
Which is so fucking somebody. I don't know who it was, and I hope they don't do it to you by me saying this, but somebody decided to fucking flag my last stream.
Really?
And I lost fucking 15 likes in a minute and a half. You can't view it anymore. I mean, as soon as it got to like 40 viewers, 43 constant watchers, that shit got flagged. So if anybody out here, don't flag IRATE, don't be petty, but just give me a message. Tell me who it was. Who the fuck did it?
Was there anything even remotely like flaggable?
Here's the thing, okay? So I did a 420 stream. Alright?
Yeah.
Which is legal in your state.
Yeah, which is completely legal. I did a 420 stream. My stupid ass left "and let's smoke" on the description on my "Are We Serious" stream. So I want to say that that's why I got flagged, but I don't understand why I did a 420 stream. Talked about things that I smoke in my state and didn't get flagged, but this one did. I mean, there was a difference of like 100 views, so that could have something to do with it. But I mean, fucking whoever did that, I'm gonna find you.
So you legit got an email that said it was flagged?
Yeah, I legit got an email from Google.
Ugh.
Like, literally, I thought people were fucking around with me and taking my likes away. Because I was like, yeah, unlike this shit. But, like, it was really quick. It was like, it went to 16, and then right at 16 likes, it just went boom, 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 boom.
What was the reason they gave? Like,
for an anonymous user flagged it for age restriction.
Age restriction. Okay.
But you can't like it. So I have...
Even if you're like one of the people who, show me adult content people?
Yeah, exactly. If you go to I have 10 screen caps that people have sent me. If you go to the stream and you push like, the like button goes to 1, and then you refresh and it's 0. You can't even fucking like it. It's ridiculous.
No community guideline strike though?
No, not a strike, just a flag.
Well, I mean, not that this is good at all, but at least there's that.
Why has it fucked up your streaming for the next 3 months?
No, it hasn't. But you can't like the video.
Okay.
You can't.
Okay, I see. So
Yeah,
have you marked it for over 18, or have they done that for you now?
They've done that for me now. But I've had multiple people with I've had multiple people with over 18 accounts try to log into it, hit the like button, and literally nothing happens. There's no rollover. It's like, yeah, 10 people. So after the 16 likes that I got, 10 other people have screenshotted themselves liking it, and then screenshotting the fucking likes go away.
Well, I have it liked, and it's at 0. So when I unlike it, it goes to -1.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, dude, seriously, like it and fucking refresh. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not making this up, and I'm not desperate for attention, but whoever did this, I will find you. God damn it. That was my first fucking official stream, and you flagged it, you fucker.
All right, and that was the one from a week ago, like last
2
week.
days ago. 2 days ago.
Yeah, that's it's my new show called Are We Serious?
Oh, that one. Okay.
See, this just goes to show how unjust things are. My first stream ever had the Phantom Fapper on, and no one ever flagged that.
Yeah, I think it just depends on who's watching at what time.
There were some questionable characters that were in the chat room, none of which I'm gonna name. Because why? But I mean, it's still like, it still kind of sucks. You know what I mean? You get all excited. You're at like 45 views. This is like your first fucking stream, or not views. I mean like viewers.
Right.
Like, you know, you get all excited. The fucking likes are climbing, and then all of a sudden, every single like disappears in front of you, and it can never be liked again. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck did I do? I didn't do shit, man. Just because I openly admit to. Well, anyway, I'm not going to talk about that here.
Well, and it might be wise for future, I guess. I'm going to have to look at that on my stuff, too. I thought about making it 18 and above only anyway. And just go ahead and cover that base just to make sure, because there's a lot of cursing, you know, and there's a lot of talk about drug use and shit.
Dude, honestly, every single one of my gaming streams, I talk about drug use and I talk about drinking, and I openly talk about it. It's not something that's hidden in any of my streams, and none of them got flagged. But that one, like my gaming streams, like, yeah, they're cool. They get like, what, 15 people watching? That's awesome. But like the one that gets up to like 45, like, I was super proud of that. I was like, hell yeah, boy. And then it fucking just gets destroyed. And I was like, son of a bitch.
See, I wish you got like an email that told you the timestamp and it was just something that I said, because that would be hilarious.
That would, dude, I would fucking, honestly, if that actually happened, I would go to Teespring. I would fucking screenshot that. I would print it out. I'd put it on a t-shirt, and we could both make money on it.
Do it.
But I mean, you know, that's not the case. It's just ridiculous. Like, I think somebody just jokingly flagged my shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we joked about it at one point, remember? Like,
I did. Yeah. No, I was
said
saying
I was going to flag it, and you were like, yeah, everyone flag. You know, we were joking about it. So maybe someone actually did it. But I mean, all it is age restricted. So it's not like you got hit with a sledgehammer or anything.
How come it won't accept a like anymore? That's what I don't understand.
I don't know.
What's up with that?
You might want to just talk to the Trusted Flagger on Twitter about that. That might be, his name is Ben, the Trusted Flagger, and so he may divert you to one of these secret forms that you can fill out that aren't available to everybody if they don't do anything, but just, you know, accept it. But, you know, so.
If you could do me a huge favor and possibly send me a link, like after the show, whatever, not now.
Right, yeah.
But if you could send me a link, maybe on Discord, fucking email, whatever, Twitter, I don't care.
Well, I mean, you can. No, I think you could screen share, and we can watch you fill out the form and stuff if you want to go through all that.
Straight up make it part of the stream. We're gonna fill out this form. All right, so
Well, I mean,
Miles. All right, and Beats. Okay. Gonna hit tab. This is where we're hitting tab, guys. I know this is a pivotal part of the stream. Tab button's real. Okay, space.
God damn it, Miles.
All right, y'all ready to go I'll hook you up after the show, man. We'll get you fixed on that. I don't think it's going to be a hard problem. I'll be honest with you. I think it'll be easily solved. Much easier than some other people like with their DMCA shit. That's the stuff that you don't want to get.
It's not necessarily trying to fix it. It's more about how do I avoid it in the future.
Right.
You know, that's really the question here. It's like,
to be honest, I wouldn't look at getting your flag shit as a joke. I would see that as an act of aggression, and I don't think any friend, any person that I would consider a friend would do that to me. So I don't know. That's just my take on it. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't even say I would flag you out of joking. You know. I'm gonna flag this shit or anything because I just, you know, that's just, you know, that shit and doxing, man. That's just, I don't know. Those are two bridges too far from me, man.
Well, and to be honest, you know, and whoever did this is defense. God damn it, I'm way too fucking nice to people. Like, and whoever did this defense, like what Teatac was saying earlier, I kind of egged it on. Like, I didn't think anybody would do it. But I was like, yeah, I'll smoke weed, I don't give a fuck. Fuck it, flag this shit. And then someone fucking flagged it, you know. Like me and Teatac probably joked about it for like 4 or 5 minutes.
That is an issue of you being too nice. It's a dick thing to do to someone.
Exactly.
Yeah, well,
I mean, if you absolutely hate the person, yeah, you know, fine, you know, that's the way things go. But
I wouldn't say that I hate Miles, but
God damn it, Tita. Jesus Christ. Hey guys, I hate to interrupt this amazing conversation we are having, but is there
a fucking conversation?
is there any way that one of you guys could possibly DM me a watch link? That'd be
I already did in the general Discord.
I'm not in which fuck, I'm in my Discord. Jesus fucking Christ, I'm an idiot.
I'll put it in your private.
Jesus, man. Really? Leave
IRATE
one
PROSTATE.
thing.
I don't think he subbed to you because he could have easily just gone to his subscriptions.
I'm not looking at I'm in Discord.
You're gonna end up on YouTube anyway, right?
Hey, well, can someone kick Teatac? I don't know if
kick Teatac.
I don't know if
Hashtag
I don't know if this is a good idea. Anybody in chat, put a 1 for kicking Teatac if you or a 2 if you want to get me kicked. Like, either way.
All right. Check your Twitter DM.
What? Teatac's like a Jedi. If you strike them down, that will become far stronger in chat than you would ever.
That's not a Jedi. That's like Goku from Dragon Ball Z. Every time he loses,
I don't speak anime.
Or
I've never watched anime a day in my life, which is fine. I googled that. I googled that right now. Like, I literally mid sentence I was like, Google. So IRATE, what's the topics for tonight? What do we got going?
Well,
what's
okay,
new? What's hot? What's cooking?
A good question you asked, because there's 2 things, okay, in the news that I kind of wanted to talk about. Is the first thing is that the House Intelligence Committee released their final report on the Russian thing, and it showed absolutely no tie between the Russians and the Trump campaign whatsoever. All right. So that shit has been laid to rest forever and ever. So CNN and MSNBC and all those other people that were saying there's something there, when we all know it was a nothing burger fuck you. All right? That's all I got to say about that.
What is the statistics on that committee? Isn't it like largely Republican? I've seen that in the Twitters all over the place. But they're already rejecting it as not a surprise. It doesn't count because Trey Gowdy and crew are on there.
Oh yeah, because Trey Gowdy was on it, right? It was over 250 pages long. It was what a year and a half of investigation going on. It was a little over a year. I'll put it that way. And and so yeah, they're gonna try to negate it, man. But this is just something I just wanted to touch base on it, because the truth is that we all already knew what was going on, and it was just that. And if Russia had been trying to, the whole point of what Russia does is their point is to disrupt the way our government works and disrupt the populace's confidence in politicians, right? And if you look at the New York Times, CNN, MSNBC, all of those motherfuckers, they played perfectly into their hands, and they're perfectly glad to be shills for the fucking Russians, right? So it's Saul Alinsky wrote this book called Rules for Radicals, and one of the main rules is to accuse your enemy of exactly what you are doing, right? And so for every one finger that you point at somebody else, there's three fingers pointing back at you. So, but yeah, so I wanted to just throw that out there a little bit.
What is? I'm not too big on current events.
Right.
I like to lock myself up in a room and fucking pay attention to my computer, and I don't really pay attention to the news. What is the general context of said situation?
Do you have a moment to talk about your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? That would take 6 hours, I would think. It's kind of like when the Mormons show up to your door and they knock and they just stay and never leave. That's sort of what this is.
Well, here's a little known fact about Russia and the Soviet Union people. They've been trying to fuck with our politics since Stalin or before. Nothing new to see here.
Oh, so just normal Russian shit.
Well, in reality, but people try to play shit for their own ends.
Downplay it, upplay it in any way that you seem fit.
Exactly.
It's sort of like the left's last straw that, we can really impeach this Donald Trump guy because he colluded with Russia. And they've been on this year and a half long witch hunt that's still resulted in nothing. The report comes out that it was never nothing this week. No one believes it because the House Intelligence Committee is largely Republican. And it's just clickbait. It's something for CNN and the rest of them to talk about day after day after day on the news, and people keep coming back for it. It's kind of a joke.
That's true.
Yeah. So, that's one thing I want to talk about. And then I think this is interesting because for the first time since the war began in 1950, the Korean War, it's basically a Korean Civil War between the North and the South, and the South is represented by democracy and by the U.S. and they were basically a proxy for the U.S. and North Korea was basically a proxy for the Russians. As a matter of fact, when our guys got in planes that were good enough to shoot down the MiG-15, there was a couple of reports of blonde-headed pilots ejecting out of the downed North Korean jets. And
why were they ejecting out of it?
Well, because we had shot them down. When in a dogfight, you can eject, if you're lucky, and you can parachute down and live to fight another day. But so there's no such thing as, I've never seen a naturally blonde Asian in my life. That's just not a thing that happens. So
I have. Wait, no, I have.
like a naturally blonde person that was Asian on both sides?
Yeah, straight up Japanese girl. Like all of her hair was blonde.
He's talking about it as
she wasn't
waifu.
she wasn't what's that word called? She wasn't albino.
Right.
But her hair was blonde. It was like a dark orange blonde. You know what I mean? So let's say more of like a grapefruit color.
Dark orange blonde.
Which anime was this?
No, okay. This wasn't. No, seriously. I used to hang out with her on a daily basis.
Okay. Well,
it was like a. It was, let's say, a light red. Is that a better? But still, I mean, nevertheless, she wasn't mixed. Straight up, just all the way back. I mean, and you know, that's neither here nor there.
Right, and what the point was that there were Russian pilots that were flying a lot of the jets for the North Koreans, and you know, there was evidence that after the wall fell down, we found the proof that there were records of their pilots and shit. As a matter of fact, I built a MiG-15 that one of the Soviet pilots flew and had shot down this ace that flew for the United States. Anyway, but so for the first time, all right, the Korean War has never ended. All right, the North and South Korea are still technically at war with each other. They're just at a cease of hostilities, right? So they've stopped aggression towards each other, even though every once in a while they'll shoot at each other across the border, right? And then you have defections, of course, from North Korean shit because it's a fucking shithole because of the way, you know, Kim and his dad and grandfather ran the country for this period of time. And so he, for the first time ever since the beginning, you know, since Kim Il-sung, the grandfather, you know, started running the country, a North Korean premier has crossed over the DMZ, which is called the DMZ, is the line that splits the two halves of the country, right? And
the demilitarized zone.
It means demilitarized zone, and so it's like a no man's land, right? And
anything but demilitarized, really.
Exactly, because it's just loaded to the teeth on each side of the fence, and it's like I think it's like a football field width that goes, you know, across the whole peninsula. And so, and Kim Jong Il,
Kim Jong Un.
I mean Kim Jong Un, the current Korean premier has crossed into South Korea to negotiate with Moon, the president of the Republic of Korea, right? Mm-hmm. And they're talking, you know, about, you know, finally signing a peace deal to where that there's complete peace, you know, and also to remove the nukes from both sides.
Yeah.
And so that's just something that just never seemed like it was ever going to be possible. Not in my lifetime. You know, the Korean War is kind of the redheaded stepchild of all of the wars that the U.S. has fought in. There's not a lot of, you know, details in history books about it. You know, they just, you know, they call it a quote a police action, and you know, they call it quotes like that, things that are nebulous. And a lot of Americans lost their lives, you know, fighting for the democracy of South Korea. And South Korea has done a great job of holding it down. I don't know what Red Pill. I'm sure that you would have an opinion on this. What do you think?
I think Donald Trump deserves a Nobel Peace Prize for his amazing tweets that brought this to us.
I believe that was already taken by Obama.
What do you
he tweeted them into surrender.
Well, you know, people can argue, but I think Trump had a lot to do with it.
Oh no, for sure. It's like, oh gosh, what's the other president that did it? They call it the madman strategy, where you just seem crazy, so people are a little bit wary.
Reagan, yeah.
I don't want to pick a president because I wasn't even going to say either of those two, but it's one of them. I have to figure that one out now.
Reagan. They thought he was an insane. They called him the insane cowboy, and the Russians were terrified of what he was going to do. And
so there you go.
I think you're right. By the way, right? I think it was Reagan, not Nixon.
Yeah, and what it was, he brought them to the table to the SALT talks to reduce nukes on both sides. The trust but verify thing, that's all Reagan, using those intimidation tactics through nothing but, you know, using their terror of not knowing what the fuck he would do, which was, you know, a fantastic strategy. It worked. We brought down, we as a country in the politics of you know, tear down this wall, all that shit. You know, when it happened, it was a result of Reagan and Pope John Paul II, and Poland was one of the key fulcrums, I guess would be a word I would use to describe it, to help bring down the Soviet Union, which did not last 100 years.
Well, yeah, it's not just what he's done with the Koreans that brought it, though. It's you also got to keep into account this is the first time China's ever actually been on board with actually sanctioning the North Koreans. And Trump's kind of a strong man on the world stage, and that's sort of what Asian politics are all about, as opposed to I'll just call it European pussy style politics.
Well, why don't you extrapolate on that, man?
Well, it's like gosh, it's so I'm gonna do my best. So we had to get China to come to the table and actually implement these sanctions on North Korea to get them upset and make things change. Korea had to believe we'd go to war with them, and China wouldn't interfere. And how did we do that? Well, there was you can argue the whole strongman thing with China, where Trump went to visit China. He was brought into the Forbidden City, where no white man or whatever, no president's ever been. And they had their little dinner there, so that was pretty cool, kind of a show of force. Contrast that with Obama's last visit, when the Chinese wouldn't even meet him at the airport. So Obama lands, there's no one there, because they just didn't respect him, right? So there's that whole thing. But then you can compound that with the sanction, the tariff wars that we have more or less won with China, because our economy is like 25% import with China, whereas theirs is like 75%. They couldn't play chicken and win. So I imagine Trump has given them a lot of carrots to get to the table beyond just the stick. But you don't hear about us winning the tariff war in the news because it makes Trump look good right now.
I agree. Go ahead.
And all of that gets China on our side as far as dealing with North Korea, because honestly, China doesn't want to deal with these crazy assholes anymore either. Especially now when things have expanded to the point where I think Japan just found a whole humongous deposit of rare earth, which is the whole reason China ever cared about North Korea, because they had rare earth minerals there. And now that's not the case anymore. They don't need to deal with this crazy asshole. So I imagine he's feeling a lot of pressure there in North Korea, very isolated. And I, for a while, thought we'd bomb him, honestly.
Yeah, because of all the rocket tests and stuff. I don't know, man. I think all that shit was a bluff. I don't think they're as close to building a nuke as people think they are. Not because of incompetence, but because of lack of the proper materials. And they would have to have somebody come in there and build it up for them.
Well, you know, there was an interesting article that came out a few days ago that basically said North Korea's main nuclear test site is under a mountain, and their last test so destabilized the mountain that they had to abandon it. And I don't know that that's a coincidence that they may or may not be willing to come to the table now.
That's the other theory floating around, is that they literally can't progress their program any further, so they may as well get what they can out of the U.S. and the world to quote-unquote stop doing what they can't do anymore further.
Well, I got a feeling that if they're going to expect, you know, a lot of concessions and shit, they're going to walk away empty-handed. If they get anything, it'll be empty shit.
They need to only be given one concession, which is give up everything and not like UN give it up where you're secretly doing it.
And we
give up
your country.
Give everything up. U.S. Checks as they please, and we won't overthrow your country, and that's it.
Well, here's the other part is could be why do we think they're friendly all of a sudden? Because they marched together in the Olympics and now they've kind of crossed the border together and they're being buddy. What have they really done? Not really a whole bunch. So perhaps they're just making the U.S. look like the bully if we do ultimately decide to do anything militarily at this point.
Well, but the thing is, the U.S. only needs to care if they have a weak president who chooses to care. And this is a I have some issues with Trump, but I'll say one of the beautiful things about him is he doesn't give a fuck about what they think, nor should we, because we don't need to.
I guess what I was trying to say is if we were to attack North Korea today, we'd look like some assholes on the world stage as opposed to 6 months ago or whenever.
And what is the world going to do about it? Is China going to put an economic embargo on us? No, they can't afford to. Is Russia going to attack us? No, they can't win. Is Europe going to bitch about us? That's all they ever do. Who cares?
I don't know. I guess you just got to put into context that not North Korea, like Iran and those sorts of people are watching, and vice versa.
Well, if you're going under the countries like Iran are watching, then we should utterly annihilate North Korea.
Well, about the converse, we're talking about destroying the Iran deal while trying to make a deal with North Korea. That's not necessarily pro-negotiation, I wouldn't think. Maybe it is. I don't know.
I want to read a couple of quotes here in the chat. Accelerate says, the funny thing is the media is already saying that Trump has had nothing to do with this. Even if he didn't, that they would be praising Obama if the same situation had happened under his regime, of course. Let's see, and Philip Daniel said the Thracians were stereotyped as blue-eyed redheads, as have been found on frescoes. Thracians, they found Thracians with those features. So he's talking about there are some exceptions to the Asian, dark hair, dark eye rule. So backing up what Miles had said earlier. Yeah, all right. Everybody's really engaged in this thing.
Well, I mean, my inarticulate but highly focused and thoroughly believe-in point of view is the U.S. would be better off ever since after World War II. By the way, taking the philosophy of what would the Roman Empire do. Why do, and I know this sounds like, America, fuck yeah, but why would a country so disproportionately strong to all of these other countries, why would we do anything to kiss their asses? Why would we simply not dictate terms or else? I know that sounds warmongering. I know that sounds like someone who, waves a flag in front of their trailer park, but is it wrong? I mean, really, is it wrong?
We've been cucked, man. We've been cucked because we live in this world where the narrative is the people have been conquered or defeated or absolutely being oppressed, and you should feel bad in the bully if you're the winner. And it's just what we're saying.
Well, what I'm saying is, if you misbehave, we won't just attack you and then spend trillions of dollars to rebuild you. We'll annihilate you and leave you in the hole that we found you.
Well, if I was Kim Jong Un, I think I would play the cards the best way I can. And I think that's exactly what he's doing. Capitulate. But you know what? There's a there's something that's extremely important about this that nobody's really even talking about right now. Check this out. For the first time since the Korean War, and I'm reading this, okay? Since the Korean War armistice of 1953, the war started in 1950, a North Korean leader will cross the border in the South Korean territory. When Kim Jong-un meets with South Korean President Moon Jae-in in the border village of Panmunjom, not only is the physical meeting of the two leaders historic, merely engaging in a conversation as well. In fact, the leaders of the two Koreas have only held talks 2 other times since the Korean War. Most recent of those took place more than a decade ago in 2007 when Kim Jong-un's father, Kim Jong-il, was in power. The historic summit will focus on, to suspend nuclear and long-range missile tests, as well as, to close its nuclear test site. And but while Kim has agreed to sit at the table, however, he is reportedly refusing to sit in any of the summit's public toilets. According to Lee Kyung-kwal, who worked with the North Korean Guard Command unit before defecting to South Korea in 2005, that's par for the course. Rather than using public restrooms, the leader of North Korea has a personal toilet that follows him around when he travels. The reason they're protecting against a literal info dump, because here's the deal. They have taught 3 or 4 generations of Koreans that their leader doesn't shit. This is truth, man. So the bathroom is to keep that illusion alive. And usually in his motorcade, it's in one of the SUVs. Is just basically a bathroom that's been converted for him. And it says Kim, the restroom's known for his personal, like he's the train that the Kim family has. He's got, of course, his toilet on that. And it says whatever mid-sized cars or SUVs that he's traveling with, and special vehicles that are designed for mountainous terrain or snow. There are multiple vehicles within the convoy so that people cannot tell which one he's in, and then there's a separate car that's got the toilet in it. That's something that I found was fascinating, was that they teach the people, and a lot of them believe it, that he literally does not shit. And I thought that was funny as shit. And it's twisted, and that shows you, what they're doing to these people's minds. And, they're terrified of the South Korea and Americans. They think that we're going to eat them, literally.
You're saying we won't?
That would be some tough meat. more beef jerky than prime rib there.
No shit, man.
I wonder how you measure what people believe in North Korea. Just because, obviously you're not doing polling. What do people believe, versus what do they say they believe so they don't get executed / starved?
Well, all right. So you've got the. I think it depends on the family, to be honest. Because you remember that there's some of those people have family in the South, and I think like at that 2007 summit, they were allowed to start to communicate with their family members in the North Korea and vice versa, right? And so I think some of them are learned through talking with them, and and then there's some people that are 2 generations that believe everything that they've been taught. I don't know. I've watched a lot of movies, about North Korea, where they take cameras inside the country, and of course, there's always a propaganda minister that has to go with them and has to okay what they shoot, right? And then there's this one movie called, and I recommend it on Netflix. It's called Under the Red Sun, right? And it follows this. There's this ceremony that's like a coming to age ceremony for the children who are planning on going into the military, right? And it's like a Hitler Youth kind of thing that revolves around the mythology around the original Kim Il Sung, or Kim the First, right? And at the climax of the whole deal, all the children are given these red sashes and told that that they have to they're children, literally children of sun, and that they commit complete loyalty to the country, right? And it's a special deal to get your kid get picked out for it. And the whole movie focuses on this one little girl and her she grew a perfect version of their flower. There's one flower that's attributed to being the Kim flower, all right? And it was the specially bred flower in North Korea. They claim that Kim Jong-il did it, but it's more likely that botanists did it, through genetic manipulation and selective breeding, right? And I know this all sounds crazy, right? And it is, but she grew a perfect specimen of this plant, and that got her in on this deal. So her parents you can tell they're fucking terrified, and there's these empty, beautiful buildings that are they're just completely empty. They don't use them because, they're not really, there's no employment there hardly. The most employed people are the people in the army. I recommend seeing that. It really touched me, man, and made me realize the mythology that they teach the kids. They don't teach them reading, writing, math, none of that shit. They don't need it. They teach them about communism and how superior it is and how they are superior to the Japanese. And that's another ball of wax. All Koreans hate the Japanese, man. And that's a book in itself, right? But supposedly Kim Il Sung, the great Kim, grew giant and picked up boulders and threw them down this mountain. He stood on top of a mountain and threw boulders down at the Japanese and the Americans and drove them out of his country. And they all believe it. The kids do. And so if you've got two generations of people that believe that shit, how do you unbelieve that? Unless you've got an outside influence like somebody, like a family member in South Korea that's saying, everybody shits, y'all. Just so you know that.
I've seen the videos. So.
Have you?
Oh yeah, yeah.
What do you think, man? I haven't heard.
I don't know any of this stuff. So.
Well, what's your opinion?
I think it's insane to think that people don't poop.
I know.
And that someone would actually think that. So I know there's a joke like what is it, a willful ignorance or a hope that girls don't poop over here, but everyone knows they do.
Right. And they don't fart, they fluff, right?
Yeah. I mean, when you look at an unbleached asshole, you know they should.
and you find out in marriage.
Mm-hmm.
After about 20 Dutch ovens, you get the idea.
Hey, what is Uzi doing to you?
Oh no. But if you want, Miles, if you got anything interesting you found you want to talk about, there's all kinds of awesome news out there. If you, I've got a IRATE cheat sheet just above. You can open that if you want to and see if there's anything you want to read. But I thought the whole thing about the traveling toilet was just took the cake for me, man. I mean, it's just incredibly just blows my mind, man.
Sounds like a nice beanbag chair, Sir Adamantine. Is that what you're rolling around?
Squeaky hard leather. Sorry.
Oh.
Squeaky hard leather.
The kind of leather dominatrix wears.
Oh, I was picturing you sitting in a swing right now.
No swing.
Well, shit. Let's see what we got on the cheat sheet here.
Reading the. I'm the slime says I have black roommate and she is obsessed with Korean soap operas. She told me the other day she's saving up to go to North Korea. That sounds like a bad idea.
That's a really bad idea.
Didn't our last American dude come back in a coma and dead 3 days later?
Yeah, but he took a piece of paper, the bastard.
Yeah, what a jerk.
No, he took a poster. He took a propaganda poster down. And
Allegedly.
I was minimalizing it, man.
he took some stationery from his hotel room.
That's right.
A souvenir. He took some soap.
Did you guys ever watch the security camera footage of that, by the way?
No, I never saw it.
It's the blurriest, grainiest shit you've ever seen in your whole life. And the dude doing it is incredibly tiny. So, I mean, I'm not convinced, but who knows?
Oh, you think it was staged?
Why not?
I think it was they were going to try to shake down the family for some money. And it got sideways, and they beat him up a little too much and fucked him up. And then he got sick, and that was it, dude.
Yeah, I don't think they necessarily planned to kill him. I think it got way out of hand, and they regret it, but fuck them still. But anyway, who's going to do the paperwork to get Donald Trump this Nobel Peace Prize for ending America's longest-running war?
I don't think a Nobel any prize except possibly science is a compliment. Everything else, not just peace but also literature, is so incredibly politicized to be meaningless. It's like getting a Huffington Post Peace Prize.
Fair point.
Here's a great example. It's like an untuned piano trying to play good music, and whatever comes out of it just sounds like shit. I'm talking about the Nobel Committee. That was directed.
You leave Miles out of this.
Philip Daniel.
And here's a bit of meaningless trivia. For being as commie an organization as can be, the Nobel organization, that is, it was all created and funded by, I believe, Alfred Nobel, the man who created dynamite.
Yes, exactly.
The irony.
Yeah, the guy that invented dynamite, man, exactly.
Because dynamite's never killed anyone before.
No. It's good
built
stuff.
Tunnels and bridges and mining.
Well, no, but when used in those capacities, it's a wonderful substance.
And when used in a certain capacity, the threat of overwhelming military annihilation is also a wonderful substance.
Yeah.
All right, so this is, I don't know if this is in Florida. Let me look. Oh, that's California. Okay, well, this is going to be a little bit different. It's Florida shit in California. This is a man who tried to help his intoxicated wife into their house by using a winch and a dog leash.
God, how big was this woman?
Pled guilty to unlawfully causing bodily harm Wednesday after spending more than a month in custody. Ontario Court of Justice. Well, fuck, this is in Canada.
No, Ontario, California.
Oh, there's an Ontario, California. Okay.
Yes.
Court of Justice said called the case troubling and bizarre. He told the man whose name was withheld to protect the wife's identity that his decision to show poor judgment is no shit. The court heard in agreement statement of fact by it is Canada Crown Attorney. So their subjects still.
Do they explain what he did? Because I'm trying to imagine what he did with a winch and a dog leash. Like,
I'm imagining him having
like wrap it around a center post or something in the house and like drag her in. Like,
well, you know, since it's Canada, I'm imagining him marrying a walrus.
Okay, let's see. Police attended it as was usual scene. The accused waved the officers over to outside the staircase where he was standing. There was a naked woman's body at the bottom of the stairs with some blood in her facial area. The woman had been exposed to the elements, they said. They had been married for 27 years. Let's see. It sounds like, okay, the way that he couldn't pick her up, so he took matters into his own hands and started to remove her clothing. And then he thought he could, the cold air would wake her up, but it didn't wake her up. She was just passed out drunk. And then he moved his all-terrain vehicle, his ATV, near the front staircase, his four-wheeler, I believe, and tied a dog leash around her torso and used the winch to drag her up the stairs. Holy shit. The woman, oh my God. The woman was treated in hospital for hypothermia, extensive bruising on the left side of her body. Her chest and buttocks were also bruised. Court heard her injuries were so bad that she spent 1 week in the hospital.
Wait, hold on. So this giant woman's in the hospital, or was?
Yeah, it put her in the hospital.
Okay, here, breaking news. Another whale woman just got hospitalized, Amy Schumer. Have you seen this?
No, what happened? That's a perfect segue.
Amy Schumer hospitalized for 5 days with horrible kidney infection.
Well, like 6 months or a year ago, Schumer married a chef, which, I mean, can you think of a greater recipe for disaster than that? That pretty much guarantees that one day when she has to go to the hospital again, they're going to have to take out a wall and get a forklift.
Yeah, I have to use the exactly.
Amy Schumer, the woman who destroyed the Netflix ranking system.
And the local buffet.
Oh my God. Yeah. It used to be you could rank a movie 1 through 5 until her special got ranked so low. They made it thumbs up, thumbs down only. So sad.
Petting zoos will never be the same for me. I know, that's right. What about you, Teatac?
I think she's disgusting, and she ruined leather bodysuits for everyone.
Yeah.
Her entire
she should write a novel though, because the way she described it, I think everyone in their house was able to smell her nasty vagina.
Yeah, it's probably more of a yeast infection than a kidney infection.
What?
Oh man.
Her entire comedy act is saying disgusting stuff about her vagina in a little kid voice. She's basically a pedophile.
Well, it was weird because I remember, was it Charlie Sheen? It was one of the first roasts that she was on. She was actually really fucking good and funny. Now, I know they said that people wrote all her jokes for her, but the delivery coming from her was fine. She looked good, like all that stuff, and I don't know what the fuck happened from there. But I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. Do you remember that first roast that she did?
Yeah, man. You remember when those roasts used to be really good? With Neil Giraldo and shit. I mean, that motherfucker was so funny, and they would tell the most horrible, they would say the most inappropriately hilarious shit, and it was great. And
I'm going to disagree with you there. Right? I don't think real roasts have been good since Dean Martin hosted them.
Okay, but you got to admit the ones that were in the early to mid 2000s. Some of those are classic, like fucking William Shatner, Pamela Anderson. Let's see, fucking Flava Flav, man. Oh, that's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
I'm still going to disagree, and if for those of you who haven't seen them, and yes, I am far too young to have experienced these myself, but I've seen them on YouTube. Do a search on Dean Martin roasts, and you'll see back when comedy was actually funny, and you could actually say offensive things.
Yeah, and not be vulgar. And not use vulgar language, actually, because they had to do that and do it within FCC boundaries. So that meant no cursing. But I think the point is that political correctness has ruined it. That's what's happened to her comedy. As a matter of fact, I've got here it is. Rob Schneider thinks Saturday Night Live is ruining their jokes. Saturday Night Live, you can do it better. Comedian Rob Schneider, making copies. He burst out on the scene in Saturday Night Live in the 90s, but nearly 3 decades later, he thinks that the hit NBC comedy series is bursting the punchline when it comes to the Trump White House. 54-year-old San Francisco native who was part of the show's now legendary cast and included Dana Carvey, Mike Myers, Chris Farley, Chris Rock, David Spade, and Adam Sandler, and Phil Hartman. I mean, for fuck's sake.
No, there was a comedic genius.
Exactly. He says that the show is not much. The only different part about it is the fucking politics. He said that they're obviously showing their hand, and their leanings. And back in the day, when Dana Carvey did his, 1,000 points of light, not gonna do it. He did such a great job of HW. But it was out of a place of respect for the office, not necessarily the person. And he did a fantastic job with it. So Miles, have you run across anything? Miles? Bueller? Bueller?
Wake up, Miles. You need another drink.
I think he's gone, man. Out of curiosity, am I the only one who watches all the YouTube drama?
I haven't lately, but I generally do. Which particular are you going to talk about? Cognitive thought and the mundane fat?
That show was hilarious because at first I really disliked mundane Matt, and then by the end I thought cognitive thought was being a total douche.
Really? Because it caused me to tell off Lady Monkey tonight.
I guess maybe we should start by filling everyone in if we even want to go down this road.
Let's do it.
Go ahead.
Mundane Matt has a live stream. It's about an hour long. In that live stream, 16 minutes of it, another YouTuber named, Jim Medicare, the bully, he shows up. They have a 16-minute conversation. Fine. He uploads it. He's done. Next day, 2 days, whenever, it doesn't really matter. Cognitive Thought comes along, snips out those 16 minutes, and basically does nearly zero editing. Posts it on his channel as what's the right word? What do you keep calling it? He posted it on his channel as an archive, so it would never be lost to the halls of time, I guess. 3 days later, Mundane Matt finds it, strikes his channel, and they have their little falling out together. Does that make sense? Was that a good explanation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in that scenario, if you take my word for it that the amount of editing done was near zero, I would say basically zero in my mind. Do you think it would be wrong to flag down that video?
It would have been more polite to say, take it down, or I'll flag it.
Right.
Well, that's one. Who else? Who else?
I'm with Sorry Adamantine on this one. I think that it should have been handled privately before, you know, doing anything douchey like that. I think that, you know, if he would have said, "Cog, take it down, man. You know I can flag you for this shit, but I'm doing you a solid by coming to you, you know, in good faith." And even Cog said, you know, on Kumite, he said he would have took it down.
And that was my position at the beginning as well. I thought Monday Matt overreacted, and that should have been the end of it. Quit being a turd and just take away your strike and leave him alone. But ultimately Monday Matt agreed to do that. But before he did that, he had a live stream. He invited Cognitive Thought onto his live stream, and they were talking about it. And can you guess how that might have turned out?
Click here to my Amazon link.
Well, no, it turned into Cognitive Thought coming on there and being like a real, like, I'm gonna say tool. He was just laid into Mundane Fat for it. And I'm not a Mundane Matt fan. I'm not. But he was just laid into him. And he's saying, that's fine. Remove your strike. I'm gonna edit it again. Repost it right away. It's called archiving. It's not a big deal. It's totally legit. And just went on and on and on, talking over him, yelling at him, and made himself look like a real asshat. And Mundane Matt still took it down. But Cognitive Thought looked like a total tool and learned nothing and still doesn't understand what copyright is, I don't think.
Yeah, my favorite part when he's like, I'm going to make it even more fair use. I'm just going to keep adding more fair use into it. It's like, what?
It was so weird.
What does
I don't
mean
know.
by that?
I watched it. When I watched the video, the first thing I noticed was like, okay, he's got this clip up here. It says archive. It says fair use in the title. That's kind of strange. Then I noticed the ads, and I was like, Cog, what are you doing, man? But I still watched the clip, you know?
He monetized it?
He monetized it. He put, I guess, mid-roll in. I don't know what that means because I don't monetize things, but it's got mid-roll in it. He had the clip there.
No. That's when it stops in the middle and shows you another commercial that you click after 5 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah. So he had that, and like he said he put editing into it, but all he did was have the image flip back and forth and speed up the audio a little bit. And I would assume that was done to not have it auto pick up, you know, auto flag is copyright, you know. So I don't know. To me, like I can go in and I can put my little avatar in the corner and say I edited it. But if I didn't add anything to it and I didn't get permission to archive, I think he's under the understanding that people like Kronos and all that, who have permission from the blood sports guys to do clips. Right. I think he's confusing that with what he's allowed to do with other people's stuff. So I don't know. I felt like I like Cog. You know, Cog's cool. I have a good reputation with him. Like the little bit that I've dealt with him.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, but he was in the wrong in my opinion. Like totally.
Yeah, that monetizing it was a bad idea. I think that. Yeah. And not, you know, not even if he got permission. So whose site was it on?
What do you mean?
Was it on Medicare? Was it on Medicare?
No, it was Monday. Matt had, as far as I know, he had the stream and it went for about an hour. And like the last 15 minutes, he brought Medicare in to kind of talk about things. Right. You know, and it was a decent discussion that they had, but that's what Cog clipped out. He clipped out the last 15 minutes. And there was all the speculation that Mundane Matt was trying to hide it because apparently he had to go run and do something, and something was weird. So he ended up like privating it or taking it down at first, but then when he got back, he put it back up there, the whole thing. So I don't know. It's a whole thing, but either way, I don't think Cog was in the right at all in what he was doing. And it was pretty funny to listen to him kind of.
The worst part is even after Monday Matt, I guess I'm gonna say gave him a pass because he was legally right, although morally objectionable in my mind. Yeah. He seems like he has learned nothing and will absolutely do it again and again and again.
Yeah.
And that'll get him DMCA'd off the fucking YouTube, off the platform.
Yeah. Well, now because it's become a combative thing now, so now it's gonna be where, yeah, who knows? Cog's gonna do something. He said he's gonna come back with it with more fair use, which doesn't make sense when you think about it.
He's gonna put fair use in the title twice this time.
Twice the fair use, which I don't know. I was cracking up at that in my car. I'm like, that makes no sense, dude. Just you got to add your commentary to it. You can't just Like somebody had said, you can't just upload Star Wars and flip the screen every 10 minutes and say
Mundane Fat said that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a Mundane Matt fan. I don't really care. I don't have a dog in the race at all. But he's right. I mean, that's just, I don't know.
If you were to, not that you should, but if you went to my Twitter history, you would see like probably an hour and a half of me telling Mundane Matt to quit being an asshole and just let go of the flag. Then they stream, and then I just send Cognitive Thought one tweet like, dude, that was messed up.
Yeah, he could have been cool about it and just been like, you know, why you doing this? You know, take the video down, whatever. But
it sounds like Addie's got some strong feelings on this subject.
Andy does.
Addy,
Sir Adamantine.
Oh, Addy. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, what's up, man?
A well-known YouTuber and I were talking once in private a few months ago, and we were talking about one of my favorite people in this world, Liz Reptile.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, you know, if I knew she'd take it all at once, I would send her 5 pounds of meth. And my thought on, and I kind of like cognitive thought, but at the same time I have disagreements with cognitive thought. But as far as Mundane Fat goes, you know those like gift baskets full of sausages and cheese, and if I knew he'd have them all at once, I would send him 200 of them, just to make that fat, empty heart of his explode.
It seems like you're not a very biased participant in this subject.
Well, maybe just a little.
Oh man,
I don't know. His skin looks like it's stretchy. I think he could get up to Jabba levels and still be okay.
Yeah, but I still want to see the heart explode.
Or is it What's his last name? Jargo?
Oh no,
Jarbo the Hutt.
Jarbo the Hutt. That was mine, man.
No, that's actually many people. I still prefer Mundane Fat because the two words explain everything there is to know about him.
I coined Jarbo the Hutt.
He's a boring slob.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, man. So
Is that
all right, what
really
about
the reason why you guys got up?
And then there's the JF Andy controversy. You know what I think? I think that JF was out the door the moment he said, "Shut your fucking mouth," to Andy on that live stream about two or 3 weeks ago. I think that was it, and they were trying to make it work, and all that shit talking. That was just, man, that's horrible. I don't understand how somebody could do that. I wouldn't even do that to anybody.
Well, listen, hey, IRATE Prostate, shut the fuck up real quick. Let me tell you.
No, you shut the fuck up. Listen,
Right?
Guys.
That's
If you
fucking
got
dope.
did you really want to say something to that?
Nah, I have something, but I was just making a joke. So
No, keep. All
Have at it.
right, go.
What were we saying? Oh no, with that whole thing, like if you watch it, he's like, Andy, shut the fuck up, Andy, I have to say something, you know. And then he says his thing, and then Andy, you can see him fuming. He's like, Andy, I'm just kidding. It's like you obviously weren't kidding when you said it. Like there was no joking in your voice there. But so I could see Andy being kind of annoyed and pissed by that, you know.
No shit.
They didn't have dragon energy between each other.
Oh, dude, if I'd been in Andy's shoes, man, I'd have told him, just turn your mic off right now. You can cut your camera off. You're gone. Because that's just because people that act like that, you know, he said he accused him of slander, which is, I mean, that slander is a legal term. Okay, and that you don't throw that term around in the public arena like it's nothing. You know, I'm not going to say, you know, even if somebody said something that was that was indeed libelous about somebody else, man, I would talk to him about it, but I wouldn't talk to him. I wouldn't call. say that Teatac's a slanderer on another stream in front of a bunch of people.
That's right.
It was just, it's like the people that I like just don't do that kind of shit. You know, that I consider friends, because it's like, if you're going to say something to me, I want you to say it to my fucking face. I just can't, I can't stand two-facedness. I can't stand disingenuous people, and I can't stand, idiots. It's just not acceptable. And I knew that night, man, when I said, I looked at Uzi and I said, his ass is gone. And, and I was kind of surprised that he stayed on as long as he did.
I honestly, I don't see what Andy ever saw in him. I mean, really, ultimately, well, he's two horrible things put together, which is a Canadian and a Frenchie at the same time, and even beyond that, really, all he is he's just what I assume is a short. He strikes me as short, a little racist.
He seems like a very angry guy, anyway.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's like, goddamn, how long can you talk about the ethno-state, for fuck's sake? I mean, they have bled that thing dry. We get it.
And Andy has gotten so much shit for that, but from everything from what little I know of him, which is really just watching him, I don't think Andy gives a fuck about race realism or any of that crap. I think he gives less than a fuck about it.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. I don't know, man. Something just tells me, I don't know. I think it was an emotional decision that he made to get JF on, and I think it has something to do with the way he feels about himself.
I don't know, but is there anyone, like literally anyone, that JF didn't bring into the equation that doesn't far prefer Chris Worski?
Exactly. It's like I kept saying, "Where's Chris? Where's Chris? Where's Chris?" and all this, and Andy keeps saying that Chris is on it. And the only thing I heard was that interview with Bering a couple of weeks ago, and he wasn't even on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really miss Chris, man. I think that.
I have a theory. Maybe Chris just got fat and doesn't want to be on the camera anymore.
Yeah,
I don't think he'd get fat if he.
Chris would still be hot if he was a little bit fat.
Whoa.
I know he's your dream style, man. I get it.
I do like myself a little Asian. That's how
he's half Asian and half black, right? So I wonder, like, how the endowment went. Like, did he just kind of even out to white guy levels? Or?
Well, yeah, for my sake, doesn't.
That's funny. That is funny, man.
But, I don't know. I mean, like, I haven't watched Worski live since it kind of left its old format. Like, I didn't really get into the stuff with JF, but I wasn't one of the people that was like, Andy, change your show. I just kind of stopped watching. So I'm kind of curious to see what he's going to do now. Like, if he starts kind of doing what he was doing before, where he's potentially going to rotate hosting and maybe bring in smaller people and kind of get back to that and kind of hear those, the interesting stories of little guys instead of so much intellectual debate, then I might end up watching again. But
some of that shit got way too high IQ for me. I was like, oh my god, it's just boring.
I just didn't pay attention to it.
My only fault with the Worski Live before the whole JF thing was...
Hey, accelerate.
That he always had on.
Wait,
he would have his little crew of like 10 regulars that he would rotate on at the time, like Jeff Holiday.
You mean like with the numbered streams?
Well, yeah, they were the numbered streams.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, because
when he had smaller ones on, that was great and fine. I enjoyed that. What I enjoyed the most out of him, and I know this is not reproducible at the same level, is he actually has one of my favorite videos ever, which was his and Chris's working at BuzzFed. If any of you remember that.
Oh yeah,
I remember that. Yeah.
Were they
talking about how Chris got raped and
yeah, that was pure genius. That video was.
Yeah. Well, and that's, I know that's something that like AP and them are kind of hoping that he goes back to, is just kind of falling back into comedy and potentially doing scripts and skits and stuff. Because we watched, was it last night? We watched Dark Fist.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I hadn't seen that before. Like, I saw little bits and pieces when they watched it the first time, but that fucking movie is hilarious, man. So I mean, I'll never tell Andy he needs to go back and do anything, but as a fan, I wouldn't complain if he went back to just kind of doing skits and stuff.
He needs a good co-host and probably like another rotation. He bounced well off of JF at times, but at times it was also very cringy. I'm not sure who I'd like to see him team up with.
Yeah, he bounced much better off of Chris.
That was never really live. When I saw it anyways, it wasn't really live. It was all very scripted and edited, so I don't know.
No, I'm not talking about their skits. I'm talking about their live streams.
Yeah, the Worski live.
I never saw those then.
The old number ones, like they brought on Whitey and they brought on the Cult of Cactus, like back before the Kumite even started.
Right.
They had a bunch of people on, and it was, I don't know, it was kind of cool. Some of them I listened to, some of them I didn't. If I didn't really know who they were, I didn't care that much. But
and then the apocalypse happened, and then they went to Portugal for his sister's wedding, and then they came back, and it just didn't seem the same.
Yeah.
And I think the deal was that it was just the apocalypse, and the fact that they didn't. This is one of those businesses, man. Where if you don't keep putting out content, people are going to assume you're dead. After a couple of days. And I don't mean physically dead. I don't mean physically dead. I just mean, no, man. Look at Whitey. That was a perfect example.
Well, let me give you a counterexample. Look at Phobos. Phobos did literally nothing for 2 months, and he went from 300 subs to almost 2,000.
Right. And
who?
Phobos Media. This one video that he did about the Phobos incident, the 2 Russian probes to Mars that mysteriously were one disappeared and one crashed supposedly.
Yeah, 357,000 views. Is that the one you're talking about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jesus.
And then he did he redid it with correcting some of the things about it weren't good. He shot up like a rock, and he's still putting out good stuff.
But he put out one video like 2 days ago, and that's the first video in over 2 months.
Yeah. Well, no, he put out the other one, the Philadelphia experiment too.
That was over 2 months ago.
Yeah, it was 2 months ago.
And for him, that was over like 500 of his subs ago. By the way, if you don't know, Phobos used to stream with us all the time. Before it was Drinks with Friends on my channel, it was Phobos and Friends on his channel.
Yeah, I remember Phobos.
Yeah.
That's why it was so, like, his name, it triggered in my head. I had to see his avatar, though, and now I really remember him.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
I
love Phobos.
I miss hanging out with him. Would love to see him some more, because real life is he's doing it, and he's putting out consistent stuff. He may not be putting it out a lot, but I think there's some exceptions to some rules. But I think that in the long run, that the nature of this corner of YouTube, the way that it is that it's kind of like if you get out of a rut, or if you're publishing, or if you're putting stuff out at a certain pace and rhythm, and you get out of that, that can trip you up, and it'll trip the viewers up. And then I think YouTube, because if you put in, I've done some searches for Phobos, and I still can't figure out how come that one video has such a high number of views versus everything else. Because the difference in the numbers is dramatic, and
well, you know, look,
and I think it has to do with the way the algorithm of the AI is pushing. I think it's still got him in the carousel, which is a top tier rotation.
Well, you know,
engines.
Let's be honest about this. I mean, YouTubers can say, you know, I've got this figured out. This is the way it works. Here's the formula. But if you're going to be honest, if you're someone with like 100 subs or someone with like 200,000 subs, a lot of it comes down to simply dumb luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, at Teatac, this is like what specifically for you. You know, we were talking about Whitey before.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, I liked Whitey a lot. Well, in theory, I like him a lot, but he's nowhere that I am anymore. But
yeah.
You know, I subbed to him. He actually subbed to me for a period of time, which he didn't sub to that many people, and I was a Patreon of his, and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoyed his videos, but did he really self-destruct, or did he just hit his expiration date?
I mean, as far as I know, he's doing family stuff. He's moving to another state to take care of a potential sick mom. So that's what I heard. He told me things, and then I heard from other people, and you know, the details line up, but he didn't specifically tell me that. But as far as I know, like, I've got no contact with him anymore. He doesn't respond to Discord DMs. He nuked his Discord. He doesn't have Twitter, and his channel's gone. I assume he's not checking his email. So I guess if we're ever going to hear from Whitey again, we just got to kind of sit around and wait for him to come back up. But
which I didn't know any of that, by the way. That's sad.
Yeah.
But even before that happened, when he was still technically around,
mm-hmm.
His channel was legitimately dead for quite a period of time. And,
yeah.
And again, is that lack of effort, or is that just, like I was saying, expiration date?
I think it was a similar thing that happened with Worski. So it kind of became like a cringy thing, I guess, to make like the SJW like response videos. So Whitey was gone with his surgery and all that stuff, and he stopped making content, which ripped him out of the algorithm and stuff. I guess that hurts your channel. So he wasn't getting the traffic that he was, because he didn't put anything up for like a month or two. So then he started having fun kind of doing those what the fuck are they called? The infomercial things. Yeah. And it's the only issue with that is he's playing to an audience that he doesn't have. Like, there's some people that are there for his comedy, but a lot of people are there for the ponage, you know, and for all his videos where he's, you know, making fun of the black chicks that are calling racism and all that stuff. Like, that's what they were there for. So he had such his new content was such a shock to the new people that I don't even think people were looking at his content. So he was going from 20,000 views a video or something down to like 3, and I think at that point it's demoralizing. So you're putting all this work into it, and what you're used to getting and then what you're getting, you know, doesn't measure up. So I don't know. I never really actually I never talked to him about it, so it's all kind of like speculation from the outside. But that's kind of what I saw. And a similar thing with Jem. Like, you don't hear from Jem really anymore. So I don't know.
Well, he's still vaguely around, at least.
Yeah. He's on Twitter doing his fortune cookie shit.
but you know, you brought up Worski, and you know, he's become some sort of infamous celebrity that he wasn't before. And granted, he's had a lot of live streams that have massive people watching, but he's got like 280,000 subs. You know, obviously very impressive. But if I'm recalling correctly, like a year ago, he already had over 250,000 subs.
Yeah, he hasn't grown a ton since then. So yeah, you would think like the growth that he probably had, you know, doing his with all the Franny stuff and all that. Yeah, that's just JF people leaving.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of to be expected. That makes sense. You know, if everyone that liked JF,
there goes the white nationalist.
Yeah, if everyone that liked JF was, you know, subbed and was watching it on Wartsky Live, and all of a sudden JF's not there, you know, they're gonna rage unsub. So, but yeah, sure. I listened to him today talk about it on the Kumite, and he seemed all right. I mean, it was something he kind of expected, and I think everyone expected that. You
know, even Tonka, who I think for me at least, he's the most entertaining person at the moment on YouTube.
Andy or
Tonka. But if you look at the growth of it, and again, enormous live watchers, but if you look at the growth of his channel, it's still a small channel, and granted, it's grown rapidly, but it by no means has exploded.
Yeah. Well, it's exploded in the fact that when we started over there, like when we were actually listening, you'd have 30 people in the chat, and now it's like 2,000.
Yeah, and I actually remember those days. And
yeah,
but that's the live chat. As far as the sub goes, what you see, 15, less than 20,000 still, right?
Yeah, I think so. Well, maybe.
I mean, Red Pill
channel.
Red Pill, your channel was bigger than Tonka's.
Yeah,
yeah, but I'm looking at his sub count and today he lost like 400 people. I don't know what's going on with that.
Well, I mean, it's been on Failure's channel for the past.
Oh, good point. Good, thank you.
So I mean that. And now I don't know why people would be on, but that's also probably JF loyalists, you know, who were there because, you know, they're being loyal to JF and therefore being loyal to Andy, and Andy's on the Kumite a lot, so maybe they sub there to kind of catch that kind of stuff. You know, if there's any kind of controversy or stuff going on there, now that there's that divide, then you're gonna cut ties with everyone on that side. You know, you're polarized at that point. So,
which you're probably right, but assuming you are right in both his and Tonka's case, that's a matter of addition by subtraction.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. What?
You get better by losing the fat, basically.
Oh, yeah. Trim the fat.
Well, almost right. the only thing wrong with that, Red Pill, is fat is tasty, and they are not.
True that.
It's like losing the gristle.
Oh, it's like you like them chunky Asian men. Gotcha.
You don't like chewing the gristle? Come on. Miles is kind of like an Asian guy. He's been silent. Yeah, like I know.
Where is
actually,
he,
I don't know
man?
what I was about to say. I don't know. Every once in a while, I see his thing light up. I just been changing my.
Someone get a hold of Duel and make him wake up.
Yeah, I saw his meter move. Like it went green for. He talks every once in a while or something, but I just don't hear him. Maybe he passed out.
Oh, I think that's by far and away the most likely scenario.
Yeah, that's the most likely. And I had gotten a text from Occam, and he said he should be here within the next 10 minutes. So
yeah,
his boss made him. His boss. Somebody called in, so his boss held him over and made him close and clean up and all that shit. Yeah, fast food.
Clean up? Is he working? Oh, fast food.
Yeah, you got to clean up and do all that health department shit. You know.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, that was the thing. I used to work in kitchens. That was the thing I hated most. It's the reason I won't work in a kitchen again. Like I like doing the prep stuff. Like I don't know, prepping veggie things and doing stuff for buffets and all that's cool, but it's the fucking cleanup that I can't stand. Fuck all that noise.
I hear you.
I don't play with the cleaning. But Yeah, I don't know. So I like with all the Andy stuff, just sit back and I'll support Andy because I'm cool with him, and you know, I don't really care about JF. Whatever, he can do whatever he wants to do, but yeah, just sit back and see what happens.
Yeah, and I'm with you, man. I miss the old, the old format where he would actually, and it was almost like a magnanimous gesture on his part, man. He was given exposure to all these, people that were, just, new on the scene, man. And they would get, growth, and the ones that, had the actual talent, picked up momentum from that. He was able to give so many people a nice kick in the pants, and then the careers would go from there, man. I really thought that was
Yeah, the old Worski bump.
Yeah. In a strange twist of fate, he gave both no bullshit and battening huge bumps.
Yeah.
long before their collision.
Well, in both of them, man, and both of them are, have found audiences that really love their content, man. You know, and Worski was able to provide that, that exposure for him. There's nobody doing that anymore now. There's nobody in that position. And
Tonka can do that in a second.
Well,
yeah,
he could, but he's not.
No, he did with Toad, and he did with that other. Thank you.
He used to do that. Not anymore. Not in weeks. It doesn't feel like anyway. Months even.
Toad Scroll. I mean, he's put me over. So, I mean, like any of the before they started getting a lot of parody songs and stuff made for the actual thing, he played some of my older parodies. Because he used to just do the, what the fuck were they? Just like the mashups. He used to just do mashups, and then we would play Warframe and stuff. And he's like, "Yeah, if you got stuff, send it to me. Send it to me." Because he was trying to find something different, and he was good with like playing the Gulf City cartoons and playing the old parody songs. So he actually played some of my stuff, and it kind of became part of the intro and like the culture there to make videos and make songs, make memes. So now it's kind of cool, and it's kind of weird at the same time that there's so many people making parody songs now, because that's always that's been my realm. So it's cool and it's weird at the same time to see so many people taking cracks at it. And some are good, and some are great, some are okay, But
you're still in his background, by the way. I was watching him I think 2 days ago. There's still a Teatac thing in the background.
Oh, like that flows through the memes?
Yeah.
Is it the wild Teatac appears?
No, maybe it's actually there's two. There's one in a T-shirt. I mean, in a fry. No, that's on Ghastly's thing. Never mind.
Yeah, that's probably on Gold City.
I don't remember what it was. I just remember you're still.
Oh yeah, there's a couple T-Wax too. The stuff that Optic
did.
Yeah,
that was great, man.
Yeah,
that was.
But yeah, I mean, he's
classic shit.
Yeah, I've never asked him to play anything, but he's always come to me, which is cool. And whenever I come up with something, I'm always like, "Hey, Failure, check it out. If you like it, do what you want with it." Because he's always told me to. He's like, "If you come up with anything, send it to me." So I'm like, "All right." And so it's cool that they play my stuff and I get exposure that way, which is pretty neat. So yeah, I'm kind of soft in that way, but yeah, as far as bringing on new people, you're right. It has kind of become a pretty common cast of people, and it's not so much new people unless there's beef that comes up,
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I have a medical update on Miles.
Whoa. Okay.
I was DMing Duel, and he said he sat down on the couch and passed out. Nighty night, Miles.
I know an answer to this problem.
What?
I think I have an answer to this problem. Let me see.
problem.
Yeah, we've got a big fat Brian lurking in the.
You may want to.
gallery.
You may want to, for potentially embarrassing courtesy's sake, take Miles out. Just in case.
I can't do that.
You can't drag him out of
yeah,
the.
I can. That's right.
Well, I mean, really, none of us want to start hearing him wake up and beat off.
All right, you're right.
I'm just having fun changing my nickname. So.
Why, hello.
What's up?
What up, man?
Big Fat Brian.
Yes, this is Big Fat Brian.
I know it's not my stream, but do you have your chef's hat on?
I do not have my chef's hat on, unfortunately.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't say anything.
Well, it's no cameras, so we're good. We're good.
Yeah, he should have just lied and said he did.
Yeah, you could have lied to us and kept the looting going.
But I'm the type of person I don't do that. So
Look. Here's the thing, Big Fat Brian. Chef Boyardee did not get to where he was by not constantly, donning the hat. So just saying.
I'm gonna go back to what we were talking about earlier, Brian. You need to bake me a baked Alaska.
What?
I want you to bake me an actual baked Alaska.
Nobody want to sit through me baking a baked Alaska, though.
I guarantee you would get tons of views and subs if you just made a video of you baking a baked Alaska.
And this is Accelerate. We haven't met formally, but I saw you hanging in there, and I figured, hey, why not? I pull you in.
I don't like how you
Bro, I
speak.
appreciate it.
Accelerate.
I know, it's all on purpose.
I don't like it. I'm just kidding. You can do whatever you want. Hi, I'm Big Fat Brian's neck roll. What's up?
Oh yeah, that tumor finally started talking, I guess.
Damn thing just won't shut up.
It
I'm
won't
just
shut
imagining a
up.
little Teatac icon on Big Fat Brian's neck.
Every so often it just starts rapping out of nowhere. Yesterday it told me I had a job.
And based on Duel's latest medical checkup, Miles should be back with us. Because apparently there was a kick to the dick. So.
Ouch.
That hurt.
Oh, there he is. What's up, Miles?
You get kicked in the dick, Miles?
What?
Somebody said you got kicked in the dick.
Yeah, you got kicked in the dick, bro. I'm sorry.
I get kicked in the dick on a daily basis.
Jesus, that's brutal.
Painful kink, dude.
Can you still have children?
Nope.
Hey, Miles.
Thank God for that.
All right.
Thanks.
Miles. Cheers.
Oh, hold on.
Jesus Christ.
See, that's a trooper.
Accelerate.
I don't know if you heard that, Sir Adamantine.
Wait.
I did.
I opened that for you. Cheers, motherfucker.
That's right.
That was me clanging my glass on the microphone.
Nice. I do that too. It's hella funny. Somebody was like, I cheered somebody and they were like, hey, Mike, or Miles. Out of nowhere, I just heard, doo-doo. What was that? And I was like, I cheers my mic. And they were like, why would you do that? And I was like, why not? If I'm going to cheers anything, I'm going to fucking cheers something.
Did you fill out that paperwork?
Which pay? I don't know what you're talking about.
I thought that's what you were away doing, man. I thought you were filling out your paperwork so you can get your age restriction taken off.
I have not done that.
No, he was passed out on the couch.
That is actually true.
Well, that was my favorite. That was my favorite.
I know. I was talking to Duel about you.
Did you burn yourself on the heater again?
No, I actually I laid by the heater, and I was like, I'm just gonna sit here for a minute, and I guarantee you that this will not turn into a nap of any sort. And then fucking like Duel hits me up, and he's like, hey bro, are you going back on stream or what? And I was like, what time is it? And he's like, dude, I'm gonna go log you out on your computer. And I was like, nah, I got this, and just fucking sprang from like death into, straight into stream mode.
Nice.
You got to admire that dedication.
Yeah.
Well, I honestly have this thing called, I mean, it's not, I guess formally it doesn't necessarily have a name, but it's basically boils down to as soon as that fucking red button gets hit, that record button, everything changes. Like, as soon as I hit that record button, all of a sudden I have no problems. Like, everything's fucking smooth as butter, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you
You leave home at home and you do work at work.
I feel the same way every time I pour a glass of scotch.
no, you're just drunk.
That's true.
Sorry,
Except
my bad.
Wait, well, we're not.
No, we don't count.
Okay.
We're different. We're not. We don't count. Okay, we're different. We're a different class. We have transcended the alcoholic. You know that meme that had like as like the brain. You know what I'm talking about? It's
Yeah,
like a 4-panel meme. Yeah,
the expanding brain that becomes a
Sits on his
chair
brain,
and
yeah.
whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're the last panel of that meme. That is what we are.
The brain cherry.
I do believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, Miles, but I think what he's trying to say is we're true professionals. Masters of our drinking craft, if you will.
Yep, it's a race to death, and I don't know who's gonna win, if it's me or Sir Adamantine, but the time's limited. It's for a limited time.
Oh God, I learned this phrase from the Archer cartoon. It starts with a T. It's like a death bet. Like you throw money in, and like whoever is the last one living gets all the money.
That sounds like Fortnite.
Prostate. You should know this. Helping.
Would you say it's an archer?
It was in Archer. I mean, it's a pre-existing term before Archer. I want to say T something, but that may be because Teatac's here. But it definitely starts with T.
It's possible.
It's all about a group of people who throw money and the last living one gets the money.
I have no idea what you're talking. I'm trying to I'm sitting here running through my mind.
Tontine, thank you.
See, I know how to Google. What's up?
Dude, hey, Teatac, you were the best Googler of all time. You know that,
You
right?
think so? It's very possible that that's true, man.
I've never seen someone work their way around Google and command the results out of said Google with such finesse.
Really,
I don't even...
really, Teatac, how was your Pornhub skills?
Oh, pretty good.
I'm gonna send you a few. Yeah.
Can we get a link? Can we get a link to Teatac's Pornhub in description? That'd be cool.
Teatac, find me some midget bukkake porn.
All right, one sec.
That is not that hard.
On that note, gentlemen,
Oh, no,
I'm
no,
gonna have to roll. Wife's waiting on me. It was fun meeting you guys.
Yep.
Hey, you take it easy, man.
Red Pill, man.
Red Pills.
Thanks for coming, and hope to see you maybe Tuesday, maybe.
Probably not Tuesday, but I'll be in touch. All
right, hit me up later.
Oh no, you mean you mean come to see me Tuesday? Hell yeah.
Alex.
Yeah, I'll see you then.
All right.
Red Pill, I will see you Tuesday if nothing else, and perhaps tomorrow.
Hey, sounds good.
I took the green pill. Bye.
Green pill. Hell yeah.
I don't know what that means.
I took the purple pill. I just mixed them. I was like, fuck it, man. I'm just getting fucked up. And that
makes you a dirty centrist.
I'm a
filthy centrals. That's right.
California.
And by the way, can I throw out a non-me show here? IRATE while I remember. Since Red Pill Shark didn't do it, you should all look at his channel.
Yeah, no shit.
And as good as his channel is, with his he does several videos a week, but as good as all that is, on Tuesday nights, there's this real highlight, which is me and him live streaming.
Oh, wow.
And not even talking dirty, talking politics.
Yep.
So there's that.
It's good, solid talk. It's good. It's been pretty good consistently, and then Alex Jones has been popping by and talking.
Yes, yes, he has.
Yeah. So it's like Alex doesn't come out as much as he used to because I had to send him to rehab. Teatac.
Well, whether it be on Red Pill Shark stream or yours or mine, Alex Jones really needs to meet Waifu Hunter Armored Skeptic.
He would eat Armored
I
Skeptic
agree.
alive.
I condone this message.
I feel Brian, I can barely hear you, man.
Really?
Yeah.
No, hey, check your IRATE. Check your microphone settings, or maybe you have him reduced down.
Hello?
Because he sounds clear as a goddamn whistle to me.
Yeah.
Yo, dude, I think Alex Jones wants in the stream. Did you guys hear that?
Oh, I heard Alex. I heard it.
Hey guys, I want you guys to know you gotta come down here and you gotta get my dick pills. I got one of the best dick pills that you've ever even seen.
These dick pills will make sure that none of the globalists will even get close to anything that your dick can touch. It will literally keep the globalists away from the tip of your male sexual organ. I don't know. I just freestyled that.
Son, you got a lot of work to do on that. I just just keep the practice up, son. You'll be good at it. Just keep rocking, son. I appreciate that. It's just that it's been difficult for me, ever since I had to quit drinking and shit, and the woman and shit, all this child support and all that stuff. It's just been crazy. So I've just been kind of sitting back and just relaxing a little bit. But it's I'm not selling the dick pills. That's the other Alex Jones. That's the one that actually has money. I sell the Zapovite supplements, and if you take them and you follow the directions properly, you will be able to play the guitar as good or better than Frank Zappa. And if you drink the compositional tea, which is fantastic, you will also learn how to compose music as good as Frank Zappa. And therefore, if you're playing the guitar, you want to be able to write music to it, or else you're just going to be doing cover songs for the rest of your life.
Damn it. God damn it. IRATE. God, stop.
What's the matter?
Oh, shit. I mean, Alex, will you go get IRATE?
Yeah, I'll be glad to bring it back, man. But I just heard my name, and I got a little. I don't know. I used to miss doing this CREEM STREEM thing, man. And he's really been. Give me the fucking mic. All right, sorry, y'all. Sorry about that.
It's all right. It's all right, dude. I know.
Guys, he was gonna tell us about Syria.
No, it's cool. It's cool. He's gone, dude.
Damn it.
Yeah, IRATE got him.
No, he wasn't going to talk about Syria. He said he was going to. He's allergic to the tea, and the supplements, of course. I am too, for that matter. Hell, who
I just want to know that.
Hey, did you hear him say that you were a fucking globalist while you were gone? I don't know if you even heard that, but he was like fucking globalist. Like, it's bullshit, man. I don't stand for that kind of shit.
I'm not gonna shit all day long, man. He thinks I'm a fucking fourth dimensional alien demon.
It's almost like you just have like a little mini Alex Jones running around on a leash at your house.
Wait, so he called you an extra dimensional child rapist?
Well, here's the deal, though. That Alex Jones is from another, actually a parallel Earth, and this is a long story, but he ended up here. He worked for the actual Alex Jones as a double. So Alex could go bang this chick and stuff, and he actually would, pretend he was Alex Jones, and you know,
So-
going on ventures, you know, going to like public vents and shit, just in case he, you know, got shot at or something. And they also did stories for him.
Seems legit to me.
Well, yeah, he developed a drinking problem, and then what happened was he kept fucking up and shit kept happening. But the thing that brought, you know, the straw that brought the camel's back was he discovered that the Earth is indeed flat, and but he dropped the camera over the edge. and so all the proof that he had is on that camera, but he can't get it. And
It's
so he
always
went back,
something.
and the real Alex, you know, fired him right then on the spot. And so he came back to Alabama. Anyway, he's still on my couch, man. He went to rehab.
I heard that he's actually going through like really crazy family shit. And he's really depressed at the fact that since he fucking dropped that camera off the side of the earth, that it basically just ended up turning into a weird kind of satellite.
Well, see, and the deal is that Alex Jones, the rich one, his wife is certain that the guy staying on my couch is the real Alex Jones, and she's trying to get child support and shit out of him, and he doesn't have a pot to piss in, man.
His wife is
ex-wife
at my house right now. Oh, shit!
See, but
you said you guys
for money though. See,
you guys said that you weren't. What the fuck? Oh man, never mind. Hold on, I got some issues in the background. I got to make sure that this bitch isn't lying to me. Why is she trying to sleep on my couch? I don't know what's going on here.
Not cool,
Miscommunications.
Miles. Banging a married woman.
Nope. Hey,
Not cool, bro.
Are you married? You're not. Oh. That's a different Alex Jones. Okay. Yeah. Never mind. Okay, hold on. This one, okay, she's freaking out. I gotta adjust my noise gate. Yep, there's yelling going on in the background. You probably can't hear it. I'm trying to avoid it. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Let me turn this mic gain down a little bit. Okay. Alright, she's outside now. I locked her outside.
She sounds like a harpy, man. My condolences.
She looked good at first, but then, like, the closer I got to her face, it was kind of like one of those old school paintings that you see, like, when you get really close to the surface of it, just looks like a bunch of blotches.
Yeah, dude, your problem is you didn't drink enough Coors.
I'm, trying to change that right now, actually. I'm doing a pretty good job. I think I've made great progress. Oh, God damn it.
Can't you just take one for the team?
Me?
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you're downgrading from 12 packs to 8 packs? Oh wait, 16 to 12. My bad.
Just 8. That was good. That was a good joke. That was great.
I mean, it was funny to me. I was laughing, but
yeah, I was probably 8 beers in 16 ago. But I mean, that's completely fine. Shit, who walks away from a stream, takes a nap, comes back into that bitch, and acts like I was never gone? You know, fucking that's some alcoholism right there, and that's what I strive for.
A true professional.
I don't know, depending on how long this goes, I might try it. Obviously, I won't be nearly as successful as you, Miles, but
there's a level of skill that it takes to be able to be woken up by your roommate and be like, dude, you're still streaming, and be like, oh fuck, are you serious? And then literally just be like, wipe your eyes, go and sit back in front of the computer, put on the headphones, move the microphone, get right back on that shit, make sure your personality's still crisp as ever, because you gotta keep that shit crisp.
Just stay crispy, right? Man.
You can't just come straight out of a nap, all right, and expect to go back onto a stream. It takes a little bit of a je ne sais quoi, if you will. All right.
It could be worse. You could be one of those degenerates who falls asleep and snores on their own stream and then wakes up.
I did that on camera. On the 420 stream, I fucking fell asleep in my chair.
I've done it like 3 times on my streams.
That's because we usually stream for like 4 hours at a time. Yeah. So it's like when especially here's the thing, especially when it comes to me and Sir Adamantine, like when me and him are both on the same stream together, it's a race to death. So like by the end of our streams, if you listen to any stream that I've been on with Sir Adamantine, at the beginning we're like, "Hey guys, how are you? How's your day going?" When you go to the end, it's like, "Alright, well, we're gonna wrap this one up." Or you'll hear me at the 3-hour mark, and I'm like, "Okay, I got another stream later." And then I fucking take a nap. You know what I mean? Like,
let me just say, in both Miles and on the streams he's talking about, what either of us drink would kill the average man.
Most likely, it's a. They don't make a liver-proof vest for what we do to ourselves. I've been trying to find one. My Kickstarter hasn't really been taken off, but the liver-proof vest will come out hopefully by 2019. It's a.
I mean, I can honestly say, you know, if you're talking in terms of like a guy badass, I'm not a guy badass, but if you're talking about a drinking badass, no one's got anything on Miles or me.
Yeah, pretty much. It'd be hard to hold a candle to. Actually, you could probably see a candle through my liver. If you put a candle on the other side of my liver, it would most likely look like those old school Japanese style puppets.
Is that how that works, man? Does your liver get translucent?
No, it turns fucking pickled. So what you're actually going to see is the fucking cosmos through the candle.
It actually, it looks like a constellation when you look at it.
Just don't hold a candle when you pass it on your couch.
Like
well, no. If either of us hold a candle while we were passed out on the couch, it would probably start a fire.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
Burn the goddamn place down, Miles. Don't do it.
I may or may not just catch on fire if a candle gets too close to me. I feel like.
Oh damn.
The ratio of alcohol to my blood cells might I might actually combust.
Yo, Miles,
I think.
Miles, serious question. How many times have you shown up to work having to do hard labor, and you drank a shit ton the night before, and your sweat is so alcoholic it burns your eyes?
That's fucking nothing.
Every day.
No, so you. Hey, IRATE, can I talk about some drug shit on your stream? Do you mind?
Hold on a second. Everybody say hey to Occam because he just popped in. Occam?
Oh, Occam.
What's up, Occam?
What up, fam?
Occam, you tardy little bastard.
They close late at work.
Dude, you're an hour and 59 minutes late. Like, that's fucking really late.
We've got Occam for the last minute of the stream. Yay.
I don't think you can get any later than the last minute of the stream. You just come in, you're just like, I could just see him right now walking in through the fucking bowling room doors with a fucking Hawaiian shirt on, and he's just like,
and that swag,
fucking aviator sunglasses, and he's just like, "What's up, guys? I'm here for the last minute." I was saying something before that. Man, I
your
get
pointy elbow.
Pointy elbow. Is that what the razor is?
No, if you look at his avatar, he's got a pointy elbow.
Pointy elbow is the razor.
Duel's fault.
You pointy elbow ass motherfucker.
Pointy elbow ass motherfucker.
God damn it.
Rectum.
What? Hell yeah.
Teatac, man, he's just like rolling with these name changes the whole night. It's been funny as shit.
Yeah, it's been fun.
I still can't believe that I fucking fell asleep. My dumb ass. Jesus Christ.
It is what it is.
Yo, at least you weren't snoring on the microphone.
I fucking fell asleep over by the heater in the living room. But you know what? Here's the thing. Alright? Here's the thing.
Which I knew before.
It's not about how bad you fuck up. It's about how quickly you can recover. And that's That's how you nap on a stream.
This is a real redemption story tonight, folks.
That's hitting me in the heart.
It was a solid recovery.
Yeah. It's one hell of a story arc, man.
Jesus Christ. I still can't. Wait till next week for the next edition of this manga. Swear to God, man. You guys are just gonna... Damn it. God.
Well, shit, man. We are at the top of the hour. As a matter of fact, it's 12:01. Anybody got anything they want to close with?
Yeah, MilesBeats continue the drunkenness on his own channel.
What you guys want to keep stream? I'll fucking go stream on my channel if you guys want.
Let's do it, bro. Let's go.
But hey, I will say one thing.
Subscribe to Big Fat Brian.
I say that on every fucking stream I'm on with you, dude. Damn it. Alright, so anyway, go to... Damn it.
I've got your... Hey, I've got your SoundCloud stuff. I've got your info and your Twitter down below.
But there's one thing. There's one little thing. The new show, Are We Serious? We're going to be doing it every Tuesday. We're fucking around with maybe a Sunday or Saturday slot. I'm not positive where it's going to be, but check it out. It's going to be fucking awesome. Hilarious stories, serious stories, all of us fucking bantering about said stories. It's a lit show. Make sure if you watch it, you don't fucking flag it. I'm watching you. And
we have nap time in the middle of it too. So there's like a 15-minute.
There is a 15-minute nap break. I'll be playing only Teatac's music during that section. I can't.
You want to keep an audience, don't you?
Alright, so I'm gonna not play Teatac's music.
There you go.
You will hear the collaboration at some point during the bump page. That we God damn it! I was trying to be serious, dude. You fucked me up. Anyway, we got yeah, it's a cool